When we see an individual whom we probably think is someone interesting, our body somehow moves towards that particular person or individual unconsciously. No warning, no command, no reason. Well, apart from being the interest of our sight, that is. Now, if you see something in the mall or online that resembles something we'd want to have or probably buy, we gravitate towards that something and maybe buy it depending on how much we wanted it. Now, our eyes and our being somehow has this filter that only sees the beautiful out of the many beautiful things surrounding us, which is somehow both good and bad. Hey there, Street Dogs, this is Yuan, and this is episode 2 of Street Drifters FM. For this episode, we'll be talking about beauty. Let's go. Beauty is something very difficult to understand. It can be both objective and subjective, and it is actually very difficult to locate. We don't know what it is, we don't know where it comes from, and at times, something or someone that resembles beauty can actually reflect what we lack in ourselves. Surprisingly, it is actually true in life and in the context of street photography. See, whenever we go to the same locations over and over and over again, well, granting that we love the places enough to go shoot it over and over again, we carry within ourselves a sort of bias to what we consider to be beautiful and not beautiful. So when we go out, well, out of the many beautiful subjects and elements in the street, we choose the subjects we think are quote-unquote beautiful. We then either, one, imagine a floating frame over the particular scene or subject, or shoot some photographs from different perspectives and choose the ones we like to do more of. Right? We usually do things and we actually do those things and we are not aware of them, mainly because they've become automatic. We don't really need to think about it. It just happens, muscle memory, whatever. You know, there are photographers that are drawn to, for example, colors in the street. Let's say a dominant color, probably red. What they usually do is when they go out to shoot the street, they take a bunch of photos, and when they see an element or a subject that is colored red or partially colored red, they will gravitate towards that particular subject and shoot that subject more and more. Other photographers, they usually focus on interesting characters on the street. They like people who look different, who look awkward in the backdrop of the street. And therefore, it would make the scene more interesting, mainly because these characters that they see are very colorful to them, and they find it very beautiful. Some street photographers, they focus on emotion or mood, and they try to emulate or they try to show the emotion and the mood to the audience through their photographs. All of this they think is beautiful. Anyway, before we proceed with our topic of beauty, I want to do something different for this episode. I'm going to play a song from a post-rock, post-metal instrumental band from Davao City, Philippines. Also, I want to engage you in an activity to start off. While we're listening, or while I'm playing the song, I want us to sort of reflect on how we interpret beauty and what we consider to be beautiful. How do we do that? We look at our most recent photographs, or maybe the old photographs that we have made in the street. Also, to point, I want to stress out that the band has given me permission to feature this song on the cast. So again, I'll be playing the song and we'll be reflecting on on what we think is beautiful and what are the beautiful subjects that we gravitate to when we go to shoot the street. Anyway, without further ado, here is Bungot Republic with their song Tunnels. Enjoy. The important thing in life is not what you get, but what you throw out. Hi, I'm Yuan. Welcome to Street Drifters FM. Let's talk street. SDFM. And we're back. Again, that was Bungot Republic. They are available in Spotify if you want to listen to more of their music. So going back to the discussion about beauty, like I said earlier, each of us as photographers, we have different tastes with beauty and what we consider as a beautiful photo or a beautiful subject and what have you. Some of us, we chase color above all else. For us, or for those people who think that color is very important, our photographs, well, we tend to think that our photographs are 10 times much better with this color or a portion of the scene with this color to create that certain look that we're looking for. Some of us, we're so focused on looking for characters, interesting characters or interesting people out in the street, of which will give our photograph this sort of juxtaposition wherein an interesting subject or element is awkwardly placed on the backdrop of a particular street. Others would chase emotion and mood as a ruling concept in their photographs, mainly because they always think that, or probably mainly because they think that the street evokes different emotions from people, from the overall scene, from the atmosphere of the scene and what have you, and thus creating their sort of look of a street photography photo. However, somehow those things that I've mentioned, they're not enough. Because of that, we usually ask other people for help. By other people, I mean other photographers who are, or who we think are experts in the genre street photography. This results to us entering various street photography groups, street photography training sessions, photo walks, and other things that is available near you or in your city. All of those, we do that with the hopes of gaining some objective knowledge as to what is a beautiful street photo should be. Sure, at some point during those times, we may be able to actually find what we're looking for. However, at times, we find them only to have them point us to another direction. See, I think, or I've observed that with every street photography group or training, some or most of them adhere to a specific technique, style, or probably a look. For example, this particular street photography group is focused on shooting the street using analog film as opposed to shooting streets in a digital format. Some street photography groups would emphasize technique above all else, so meaning they would influence you on how you should shoot, the techniques on focusing and composition that you should use and whatnot. Or some photography groups would strictly shoot only in color or only in black and white. Or some groups would take the snapshot documentary look to a very artsy degree or something, you know what I mean. So those things, they come together and we are bombarded with information and somehow we can't keep up. In the end, I think, well, we are actually left to ourselves to chase and look for beauty in whatever shape or form and in how we operate the camera out in the street to look for beauty. Now, as a general rule of thumb or as a general advice, when we go out to take photos, I would like that we consider one thing as to why we take the photos that we take, and let that be beauty. It's that or nothing. And that's it for episode 2 of Street Drifters FM. On episode 3, we'll be talking about certain focusing techniques that you can use to do some quick ninja action out in the street. I try to post one episode per week. Subscribe to get notified when a new episode is available. Also, before I forget, a piece of advice though. It is no secret that the world's suffering from this whole COVID-19 situation. Now, as street photographers, this year may be the worst year to go out and document or shoot the street. There's nothing much out there. However, if you ever want to go out though, I would encourage you to not get sick. Drink lots of water, take your vitamins, disinfect as much as possible, disinfect your camera, disinfect your gear. You can use a wet tissue or something else, and wear a mask. Now, on wearing a mask, it is not for you. It is for the other people that you encounter in the street or you encounter on a daily basis. Let's all be responsible and help stop the spread of this disease. Anyway, I'll be posting my email in the description so that you can give me a suggestion or a feedback to make the cast more interesting. Also, if you have a band or if you know someone who has a band and you want one of their songs to be featured as much as possible, send me an MP3 file of one of their songs so that I may be able to play them on the episode. Anyway, that is it. I've said a lot. Catch you next time. Stay safe. Peace.
SD